Good morning. This is Dwight Colby Smith in Richmond, Virginia. And this may be the first or the first of two or the first of many of my videos and little morning meditations, intentions, enlightenments, whatever, but it's always my connection with the source of me, the spirit of me, the consciousness of me. And I just recorded another part, but that one was on politics and guns and around the latest shooting in Florida. But this is a different presentation. This is one that I had the morning after. It's a meditation, so I'll have my eyes closed because I'm going to share the meditation with you. And if you want to get in touch with me, I'll tell you now. I won't repeat it at the end because I'm going to let the end just go in meditation, continued. But if you want to get in touch with me, it's chapelinthesky@AOL.com. That's CHAPELINTHESKY@AOL.com. COM. And that means no walls, no floors, no ceilings, no barriers, no structures. Chapel in the Sky is open through all the vibrations of the earth and of the universe. And they also come back. So what we send out, we bring back. In truth, we are the consciousness of us. We are the form of the consciousness. And we're either listening to the consciousness to tell us what to do in this situation, in this experience with this person or persons, or we can do it from our lower available possibilities of reaction. And so I want to share this meditation. There'll be some intellectual with it, I'm sure, but it's really spirit, I believe spirit reliving it through me. So I sat down the morning following the shooting, and I get into my very quiet space, a space of no thought, no thinking. It's just what Christ calls a stillness and silence from which all creation comes. A seeming nothingness before the idea. And then comes the idea. And so I was in this state of being, and I just asked the question, what does love have to do with this? Tom and I are going to be presenting a workshop on this weekend in Richmond, Virginia. Right for details. What's love got to do with this, Father? And so what came back to me was a loud, not really loud, emphatic without being loud, important without being loud, had a density to it that just had me in wonder. It asked, why? And I visualized it in all capital letters, bolded and large, like why? Excuse me, I choose not to pause for those because I forget to turn it back on many times. I just checked to make sure it was on. Okay, so if you can stay with my mind that's now still and silent, again, I go back there very quickly. There really is no interrupt. And so in this state of confusion of what kind of an answer is that? What's love got to do with this? Why? And it said, no one has asked him why. Why did he do this? Society immediately wants to punish and harm him and hurt him, as if that'll teach him a lesson. He's already so badgered that I heard that he's of mental illness. Well, how much of that is what the media is telling us? How much of that is what the interrogation is telling us? But has anyone really got down inside of him? Ask him why. They're also saying he has lots of prejudices and biases and bigotry in him. Where did that come from? Is he the only one guilty? Or his family? Or authority figures? Or ministers? How far do we go? He's the one on trial. He's the one that a Chinese fortune cookie I read once. Society prepares the crime and the criminal executes it. Think about that. A native wisdom is the village raises a child, and that is true. We raise it for good, for love, for purpose, for happiness, for support and supporting its village. Now, if we raise that child with fear and anger and hatred and bias and prejudice and racism and all those things, what can we expect? I'm still on that very serious bent because I, along with our world, is tired of it. It's not of my world. My world doesn't create this. This is not my world. My world has no guns, has no evil, has no anger. This also exists in my world, but it's not of my creation. This is someone else's creation. And with love, I have to allow it to exist and coexist with every other part of my world. In that allowance, I bring harmony, I bring joy, I bring happiness, I bring okayness. Because it's almost like a growth in my consciousness that I can just put a shield around and protect the rest of my consciousness from it, because it's not of my creation. There's no way possible that I could do this. So, what's the solution? What does love have to say about it? So love says, this is a societal issue. This is a social disease. The gun, and the one holding the gun is the executor of it, of the disease. These are showing us how serious this disease is. Just think about the body with cancer, for instance. If it's detected in the early stages, it can be removed easily, effortlessly. But as it grows, it increases in its severity, in its effect on the body, in diminishing the health and the wellness and the joy of the individual. Society is like our body, and we have pockets in it that are diseased. We don't change the disease with punishment. We can see that. We see it over and over. Death sentence and life sentence does not prevent crime. If a criminal wants to kill, they're going to kill. We can't stop it. It's impossible. Because our consciousness is so intelligent that if there's a way we want to do something, it will find and make the way possible. Thumb and I place our consciousness in love. And then love responds, says, no, 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 you have allowed love to be you, to live you. You've allowed love to be your perception, your judgment, your belief system. And every time something comes up that seems to distract that, you come back to me, love consciousness, for the how to handle it. And I, your consciousness, being one with all the consciousness around you, can guide and direct you into the action that you are free to take or to ignore. So what does a justice system of love look like? First of all, there is no prejudgment. There cannot be. Our law being based on what is done in the past and precedences is ridiculous. Because each event is a brand new event with brand new people, with brand new circumstances. And just the current system could be changed by making the law equal for all people. And to involve the family, involve the victim's family, create dialogue. So equality, not to judge by appearances, but to discern, to judge righteously. There is a quote, a right, and quote, a wrong. How do we bring it into harmony? How do we bring forgiveness? Or how do we bring recompense? How do we bring just retribution for the crime? And or if both are wrong, then there's no punishment needed, or punish both of them with, but the punishment would be different. In the justice system, it's not about punishment. Nature, there is no punishment in nature except we judge it that way. Nature is nature. Nature is the unadulterated God. Nature is the universal law in operation. That same law that we use. It's the law of life. And everyone gets to express it in our own individual way. I believe there is a way that the universal love has that can heal any wound, any hurt, any loss, that can support any need. All we need to do is quiet our mind, go into the stillness and silence, prepare the soil for the perfect seed, and then ask the universe the question, how does love handle this? What's love got to do with it? And then listen. And in that stillness and silence, the solution, the answer, the guidance is there right in that moment. So the judge or whatever panel is there for this new system to come into being, they make the decisions. They just have to have a heart. They don't need an education. They just need to be able to tune into and listen to love, peace, happiness, joy, prosperity, harmonious, cooperative coexistence for all people, through all things. When we heal the, quote, criminal in our justice system, they come out madder than they went in, many of them. And many of them return because of that. Or they return because they can't get a job because the prejudices are against them. Their sentence continues in society of punishment. It's not teaching them anything, dear hearts. Crime still goes on. People are still being killed, robbed, connived, enslaved. We, the people, can change this. Love has a way. It may be different for each one of us, but I guarantee the result will be the same. I thank you for listening. Please experience a world of equality of brothers and sisters. People loving one another. Not in the way the world teaches it, but in the world of love, which is acceptance, joy, and happiness for oneself and for all of our brothers and sisters. Have a blessed day, a blessed week, a blessed month, a blessed year. I love you. Bye for now. It's right on time. I'm 2 minutes off. That's cool. I said love would know how to do it, or yeah, Spirit would know how to do it.